It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. Off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mic, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìí yẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Presido bá rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀ sọ́ra jù. Máyégún ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀ sọ́ra jù.
Good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Máyégún live. Thank you very much for joining me from wherever you are tuning in from. Remember to please read beyond the caption of the broadcast. Read the description of this broadcast. Even though we are starting late. Like the broadcast. Share it as well. To invite your friends and your not so friendly friends. Tell them all that Máyégún today, Máyégún is live. And today, we have a bit to catch up on. So therefore, do all this stuff before, we get fully into it so that you can relax uninterrupted, all right? Just once, you have to do them once and you'll be fine. We have finally spotted Seamless Fubara after days of his suspension. And even though we are yet to hear from him, but we have seen him publicly. He was spotted in Portharcourt this morning, where he attended a church service in the state capital, dispelling the rumor that he is currently under house arrest and being tortured. He didn't look like somebody who was under torture or a view. So a glimpse of a Fubara earlier this morning before we continue, brethren. This.
Yes, let's see.
That was earlier this morning. But his suspension continues to generate reactions, even though it seems that they are just now the echo from the echo chambers of the opposition. But when it comes to Tinubu, he's done nothing wrong in the face of their law as passed by the National Assembly on this matter. But Goodluck Jonathan shared his own view on this, like Confessor Soyinka as well. So to Jonathan, let's be realistic. There's nothing secretive or nothing like just a Nigeria, sort of an issue anymore in this today's world, where the rest of the world, right, are also witnessing what is going on inside that contraption like Nigeria. And he is very right too, right? He said that including investors who are also paying attention to the happenings in Nigeria, that there is no real sane person, any real sane investor that is going to, carry his own money and take it to a country where there is no real rule of law. A place where the judiciary is so compromised that not only that you will lose your own money, but it will be validated by the same courts that's supposed to protect you. So to him, what happened in Rivers State is abuse of power. He agreed, is unconstitutional, like many others have said. However, he can only possibly tell you, who cares to listen, that no matter what economic problems you think you are facing in that contraption, no matter the excuse or the excuses given to you by the Ronukus in their different shapes and forms, right? if you pay attention very well to the actions of this Tinubu's regime, there are enough clarity therein for you to know that, right? There is no other, there is no other weapon fashioned against you than this, APC, Ebekebe of Tinubu's illegitimate regime. Now let's hear what Goodluck Jonathan had to say on this in his own words.
And I did mention that what is happening in the country, everybody talks about River State on television, and some of these are the issues we discuss. We're talking about building a society where no one is oppressed, as reflected in the top paragraph of our national anthem. As a former president and also from the Niger Delta, when the issue of suspending the governor came up, I think people call on me, oh, President Jonathan, oh, President Obasanjo, you should say something. People expected us to say something about what is happening. And of course, people don't even know that traditionally all over the world, former presidents hardly make statements about what the current presidents are doing because of the tension it could create in the country. In most cases, look at America, look at everywhere. So hardly for former presidents to make, sometimes you see and you believe. And of course, what is happening in Nigeria today regarding the situation in River State is like an Indian proverb that said that if somebody is sleeping, really sleeping, you can easily wake up that person. But if the person is pretending to sleep, you find it difficult to wake up that person. The key actors in Nigeria, from executive to the legislature, luckily Senator Binta and others are here, and the judiciary, they know the correct thing to do. But they are refusing to do it. They are pretending to sleep. And waking such a person is extremely difficult because the person knows the right thing. A clear abuse of offices, clear abuse of power, clear abuse of privileges, cutting across from the three arms of government, from the executive to the parliament to the judiciary. And I always plead with our people that whatever we do affects everybody. And sometimes we do things and we think that it doesn't affect us. I've been a president before, and even after leaving office as a former president, people get to me. Why is that our passport is not valued that much? Why is that Nigerians are not given the kind of treatment we're supposed to receive at international airports? Sometimes we think it's because of Yahoo boys or 419ers. No, not only them. Yes, they are part of the problem. But whatever happens in a country, decisions that are taken by the executive arm of government, decisions that are taken by the parliament, judicial decisions affect everybody. For example, no businessman can bring his money to invest in a country where the judiciary is compromised, where a government functionary can dictate to judges what judgment they will give. No man brings his money to invest in that account because we are taking a big risk. So whatever we do affects everybody. And if we must build a nation for our children and our grandchildren, no matter how painful it is, we must strive to do what is right. It may cost us, but we must endeavor and pay the price to insist on doing what is right. Whether you are holding an executive office as a president, a minister, or a governor, or a special advisor, or executive, whether you are holding an office in the parliament, senate, or rep, whether you're a judicial officer at the high courts or appellate courts, we must strive to do what is right. If we want to build a nation that our children will be proud of. As we engage in these discussions, let us remember that promoting social change is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. It requires a sustained commitment, collective action, and unwavering dedication to the values that promote good governance. Let us also recognize that social change is a shared responsibility, one that requires the active participation and engagement of all stakeholders, including civil society, the private sector, and governments. In conclusion, I want to again express my gratitude to the Hasty Foundation for convening this colloquium, and appreciate all of you, especially a sister who came all the way from Kenya, as she has been introduced. If you are ticking the boxes for people that are supposed to be here, she feel.
I don't want to sit here and reveal all my strategy. I am the first speaker among the three of us running. So they will spy on me. So you will have a limited answer here today. Another day you can bring me back. But that's part of what I do.
That's part of what he had to say. So that's how Jonathan said so much and almost said nothing without mentioning the name of the person that is abusing his power. And there's no other person than Tinubu abusing his power. And there is no investor that will bring his investment into a country where the judiciary is so compromised, like what you have in Nigeria, including what is playing out in Rivers. The consequences of this abuse of power, according to Jonathan, will be so there, like it will be so like monumental. And those people who have the authority, or those who are in the authority today, were advised to do what is right. And similarly, Confessor, Soyinka himself, the man that said that he will give Tinubu just 1 year before he will review his regime. The man that was in a Thailand business, rice business with this same Tinubu, if you remember, he has kind of like, sluggishly came out, and truth to him, right, is pretty much saying that the action of Tinubu in Rivers State is excessive. That is his word, excessive. And it is undemocratic. And it doesn't really bode well for the Nigeria's democracy. He said a lot, almost saying nothing as well. But listen, the confessor.
This situation is actually a few days old. And I was watching what action will be taken by the House of Assembly, by Senate, and even by the affected politicians in Rivers State, whom I expect to be in the court by now. Because above the above the president himself, there's the law. And I expect those who are affected to take the primary step. Let me confess that I was surprised at the ease with which this emergency law, that step, was applauded and passed. And then the critical question, even within the powers of a president on a democratic dispensation, there are areas of discretion. And you're quite right to point out this wholesale suspension of everything to government. I think that's an over excessive response within the rights and the powers. We're assuming now, let's say that the president is constitutionally right, but within his powers, there are also areas of discretion. And I think that the wholesale scuttling of the democratic existence in the rivers was excessive. I think it could have been managed much better, much more economically. I think the president did not sort of curb the extent. He didn't economize on his presidential emergency powers. On that issue, I agree with you absolutely. There's an issue of the Constitution. Is the president's action constitutional? And I hope the affected politicians, governor and representatives, that they test this all the way up so that we get a clearer picture once and for all. Instead of running around in circles from regime to regime, it should be possible by now for one to be able to say confidently that this action is illegal, is unconstitutional, or otherwise. So for now, we can leave it to the constitutional lawyers to guide us. Now, the next question is it politically wise? In my view, this takes us on a slippery slope. It's not what I would have liked to see happen right now with all our struggle to attain a federal structure. The spirit of it, in my view, is contrary to the spirit of federalism. Now, I spoke very carefully and deliberately, because this does not vitiate maybe the rightness of the action. It does not establish the wrongness. But with my commitment to a genuine federal structure, when an event like this happens, I say we're back on the slippery slope. And I hope that it is tested all the way, because as I've said, we've been through this before under different regimes. It's either we have a decentralized federalist structure, or we have a quasi-dictatorial, whimsical kind of government which just panders to the political leaning of whoever.
Before I go on, let me postulate from the Franz Fanonian dictum, which stipulates that the dialectics of reconciling two conflicting ideas is the algebra of revolution. The overbearing intervention of the state government had further exacerbated oporombium and amounting to sadomasochisms. Acrimony and chaos in our community. It was a contumacious stratagem by political jobbers to siphon monies. We suffer what we call political axivia neonantorum.
Or Asimilia or Wanton, whatever. That's how deep your confessor is now talking. Now it's now kind of like it became so, should I say, it has become very hard, right, for him, or difficult for him to find the right words, you know. But before now, someone who is never or was never short of words to describe maybe the person he didn't like, who happened to be the presidiot of that contraption. But he struggled. He had to. It was like struggling, you know. It's pretty much like, okay, you know what? I have no idea anymore. I don't know if it's right or wrong. I just think it's excessive. I just think it's, you know, democratic, blah, 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 blah. About the struggle. And that's just on the side. Talking about the River State debacle. There are other factors too, you know, like other people who are also having their own stone to grind with Tifnumbu. Currently, as the people of the River State are under the military rule, right? The APC, Ebekebe, are also rooting for state of emergency in Osun, where Governor Ade Dancer, Ajogbafida of Osun, Ade Jackson, seems to have lost the control of the increasing communal clashes. And similarly in Ondo as well, a lot is going on. You see what is going on in Osun, right? Which they called communal clashes. Initially, it was between two communities, Ifon and Ilobu. Now they have another community that has joined, Erin Osun, Abi Osun, Erin Osun, who have joined, and the level of carnage, the level of destruction, including that of lives, that has been witnessed, from all sides, by the way, in the last 5 days is massive, that we actually saw Yorubas leaving their homes to God knows where, possibly refugee camp that nobody really knows now as we speak in Yoruba land. Yeah, and there's been no single word from Tinubu even up to this hour.
God, please forgive me. Hey, what can you put me listen? Hey, you bought me listen. Jesus.
Yeah, that is the state of things in a part of Osun State in Yoruba land. This one is not Fulani versus anybody. This is like Yoruba versus Yoruba, and they have raised militias on all sides, as I have kind of found, and they are shooting to kill as they are entering homes, from all sides, whether it's Ofen or it's Ilobu. The Erin Osun people who have just also, like the first video you saw, those are from the Erin Osun people who are also like escaping. So who are those who harmed these killers? Who? Their governor addressed them. Governor Adedansa. This was yesterday.
Well, it's very sad that because of the communal crisis, some people have lost their life. I just my heart, felt goes to the family of the deceased, of who have lost their life during the communal crisis. A few minutes of calling the security with emergency, call it emergency meeting, and all of them turn up to support peace in Osun State, because Osun State has been very, very peaceful. But there are some people, for one way or the other, they want to start up, especially in Ilobu and Ifon and Erin Osun. So that is why we call this emergency meeting. Not even only those areas. We are talking about from everywhere in Osun State. So we must have that peace. And now, from what I've seen, and from their comment, and from their determination, they are ready to make sure that Osun is peaceful. The youth should not be used. Anybody that asks you to come out and start burning houses and let their children come out too and do it first. They should not be used. Osun is peaceful. We are doing wonderful things in Osun State here in terms of our 5-point agenda, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of education, in terms of health, and so on and so forth. So that is what we want to bring the dividends of democracy to Osun State.
The way forward, His Excellency has just energized us all the way forward, and we are ready. We have been doing it and we will continue to move forward. The entire Osun State is and like I said earlier, we have been doing it and we will continue to do it, especially that Ifon and Ilobu will seriously more.
Currently, we have no idea how many people have lost their lives in this fight, right? Also, those of you who can remember very well the Modakeke Ife crisis of the 90s, remember? Oh, sorry, of the early 2000s, right? Remember that? So you can tell that when they have communal clashes in this part of Yoruba land, it is not anything passive. And you've seen the level of destruction in the video you watched, right? The level of destruction, burning down of properties, and so many people you saw on that road with their loads and all that, their personal belongings, right? They are the new homeless people, among many others who have been living in IDP camps for one reason or another, especially the terrorism of the Fulani terrorists, the Boko Haram terrorists, and all of that insecurity going on. And you see those people, those children you saw in that video, they are the latest victims of this. And it is not as if you've even heard anything at all from Tinubu. Tinubu is allegedly from Iragbiji in Osun, even though there is no real confirmed DNA that Tinubu is actually from that place. Anyway, he hasn't said anything. It's more or less like you don't even have any government in that contraption right now, except tax collectors. Yeah, the people that picks your pockets all the time, who gives nothing back because they don't feel responsible to you. They don't. Children were coming back from school, and I think they said one of them, right, went to fetch his football that kind of got kicked over the fence into somebody's compound. And then the next thing that happened, Baba, this person just brought out his AK-47 and he shot this young boy, 13-year-old boy. It wasn't even a mistake because his other mates were seeing him and they were like, they were like watching. Saw their mate, begged for his life, and they saw this man shot him. Until when the video of the children protesting, almost like causing a little bit of disruption in Owerri, I think. That was when he made it to the media. It's like Nigeria is now almost like a mad town, right? That even children are not spared, right?
I stop crying here. Stop here. Oh, happening life here at Priceless Nigerian primary school. The owner of a school shot urban development secondary school students. Shot him after they were playing football and their boy entered his compound. The student went to pick it up and he ended up shooting the boy. The boy just died this morning. So the angry students are destroying. He has a primary school, but they shot the boy. The students have taken it on their hands to destroy the man's school. Oh, the boy died this morning. the children waiting for the school now. They don't come out. They don't even come to school. And they hear that they don't even come to school. So that's why do this kind of thing. I don't want him. Where is his house, Kwan? At the back. Jeep there inside, Kwan. Oh, you see that?
My face. If you know send and go Spain.
I go Spain exactly now they send them. You go see yourself for Spain, don't worry.
You send them for Nigeria. Oh God.
No. Spain. Are you serious? I don't see this one. These children, they know they verse.
Everybody is crazy. It's not the Fulani terrorist who seems to be gaining upper hand these days. It will be the people at the mercy of the extortive, oppressive, and murderous Nigeria security agent, police, army, and name them. So it's like there's something out there to kill you. How could you shoot a boy because of football? There must be more to that. And whatever it is, right? Like, why would you even bring out a gun to shoot somebody because I'm a boy? Some said he's a lawyer, he's a psycho. I'm like, it must be a psycho. You can't do, I mean, no one who is right in the head will do that. It's because the entire place is all messed up. And people are going through hell as we speak. Some of them, you will see them, they will react when there is a spark up there. Something blew up like, you know. There are so many people right now walking about like time bomb too. Rational thinkers who appear to be all right, to be normal when they are not. You know? It's unfortunate. I mean, the soul of the young man, rest in peace. That's the general prayer, by the way. Say rest in peace. Meanwhile, you see the people of this community called Okun or Okun in Edo State, right? They have been protesting the endless attacks in the hands of the Fulani terrorists in their own community. Add that to other communities in Edo State, especially Edo North, where people have had to learn how to live with their kidnappers, their killers. Like, it just seems like somehow, the protection of the kind of encouragement or cover, I don't know, that this Fulani terrorist currently commands is even stronger than what they enjoyed under Bukwari, in my own opinion, because I didn't expect to be hearing their news of all of these attacks, killing, and kidnappings like we have been witnessing in Ondo State in the last few months. The recent one is that of the farmers that were kidnapped and then killed by their kidnappers, which prompted another protest just about 3 or so days ago in Akure. So I never expected that, okay, well, maybe because Bukwari was there, he was protecting them, you know, those kind of sentiments and all that. So who is protecting them now? Who is protecting the people that are subjected to this?
This is a squeezer. Enugu Agbotua John farm yam. This is what Fulani damage like this, and this cassava yam. So I want to know who will pay for this. I want to know who will pay for this. I want them to explain who will pay for this. They damage the yams, damage the cassava for farm. Those are what cows, Fulani cows, do to my father's farm. This is what they do to my father's farm. Look at it. Who will commit to this? Who will pay these damages? This is John Agbotua Squeezer for me at that. This yam farm, and the man is not even feeling fine. He used that burden of stroke that disturbing him to farm this farm. Pay for job, pay for everything. Look at the damages, Fulani costs. The uprooted cassava, all the yams we're supposed to plant this year. They chop all the old yams. Look at what they do to people's cassava. They will put cassava for cows to eat. Look at.
Like normally, how do you explain that? You know, initially the argument was that the reasons why the Fulani herdsmen were flocking to Nigeria was because of a climate change. Yeah, it's part of the lie they actually told. They said it was climate change because they needed to feed their cows. And North Africa, the Sahel, the deserts, has become pretty much, inhabitable for them. And nothing grows there. And that is why they are migrating down south. I mean, they did tell that, we were told that lie too. Until we realized that these are not because they want to feed their cows. There is an economic sabotage agenda behind all of this. And it is mostly probably to even take the entire land. This was from the beginning, and we were proven right. We were proven right. Until not much later, the Fulani terrorists started, like a crusade, roaming about, entering people's farm, intentionally uprooting their farm produce and destroy them. Sometimes they will set fire on people's farms. And when people react, then they will come like these jihadist soldiers in the middle of the night, set communities ablaze, shoot civilians in their sleep. So we're like, no, this is no longer about climate change. This is nonsense. Anybody who's calling this climate change is actually an enemy of the people carrying a misinformation. It didn't take long, but it did take so many lives, right? Before a lot of people become aware, even more aware. And that is what this Oku community somewhere in Edo State. Unfortunately, the deed is done anyway.
Hey, situation report. I repeat, situation report. This is Uku community in the Southwest local government area of Edo State. You can see to whom it may concern. We are under attack. Uku Kingdom, Uku is under attack. We are under attack right now. The Fulani herdsmen, they have blocked the road. They killed Mr. Dan and Igbilama living in Uku in the bush this morning. And some people, we are still looking for some people now in the bush. We are under attack. We are under attack. Uku community is under attack by Fulani herdsmen. You can see everywhere. They have killed one man right now in the bush. Yes. To whom it may concern, please, we need the government support. We need rescue. We need to be rescued from the mayhem. Please, anyone that is so concerned about this, we are reporting live from Ugu, Eastern West local government area of Edo State. Please, this is a situation report. We are dying. Fulani herdsmen, they are killing us. In this broad daylight, this is 10:35 a.m. You can see we are under attack. We are under attack. Please.
In Eastern West local government area of Edo State. That video was yesterday morning, by the way. It was. The number of people killed, they are unknown, except for the man that they have found his body, an Ebira man, probably a farm help. This is the situation. And just last week, these soldiers, they were slaughtered right in the open. They made a video of it, by the way. The Fulani terrorists. Or the Lakurawa terrorists or Boko Haram terrorists. These soldiers, they have been fighting these terrorists in the northeast of Nigeria for more than 2 years. Poorly paid. Many of them have never seen their families. for years. And somebody said that a colleague of theirs who shared this kind of image, I didn't even know that the terrorists kind of released a video where they were begging Nigeria to help them. Listen, these guys were among those who put their lives on the line to say they were trying to save Nigeria from these terrorists that will later be given amnesty, Operation Safe Corridor. So when these guys, they said 2 weeks ago, they finally give them promotion. They give them promotion. And the promotion means they will get extra, I think, 35,000 naira on their salaries. So these 3 guys left their colleagues in the Northeast to say they are going back to go and see their family just for a week or 2, and they will come back. 2 days later, no, it wasn't even 2 days later. Few hours later, the guy said, few hours later, they received a phone call. It was the Fulani, so it was this Boko Haram terrorists. They've captured their colleagues who haven't seen their families for over 2 years, poorly paid, going home to celebrate their promotion. And they got kidnapped. Nigeria couldn't save them, unfortunately. So after a week, these young men, they were slaughtered by these terrorists in a video that is online already. Everyone has seen it. And do you know that up to this moment, there is not a single word, not from the Nigerian army, not from the commander-in-chief of Nigerian Armed Forces, which is Seyi Tinubu, the druggie, up to this moment, not a single word. But you all remember the drama that followed the Okwama conspiracy. When the soldiers, Nigerian soldiers, got killed by their fellow oil bunkers. And then they had to blackmail a whole community where hundreds of people were slaughtered. And the entire community burned down. And they gave them national burial. You remember? Yeah, they gave oil bunkers, soldiers who are doing bunkering. They gave them national burial to justify the massacre that took place at Okwama. Tifnumbu, remember? These ones were actually from the front line, and there is not a single mention of them. Damn it, man. Like if dead people can actually look back and just see how, how the world seems to not even notice their sacrifice or their passing. Like, just imagine that for a second. So those of you who are still putting your life down in defending that contraption, I really, really do wish you all the best. Because there is no sacrifice in life, right? As some will tell you that there is no sacrifice that is a waste. But the sacrifice of actually sacrificing your life for the criminals who don't give a shit about you, and mind you, the same set of rogues that pulled their trigger to shoot these soldiers, at the end of the day, when they are captured, as they say, they will get a pardon. Operation Safe Corridor. They're going to call them repentant terrorists. Yeah, they will give them Holy Quran. Once they swear by the Holy Quran that they won't do it again, here you get. Then they are free to go into the camp called rehabilitation camp for terrorists. Like, what kind of sacrifice would you want to make that is so worthless at the end of it? So, what? Anyway, there is a soldier who has also joined the 30 days rant. And he's practically talking about the same thing I just said now. His colleagues who have been killed, and there is nobody. Everybody's moving on. But it's moving on. Tifnumbu is like, well, we don't talk about it. Nobody can quote us on it. So let's pretend it never happened. And do you know how many people, currently, how many families who believes that their own loved ones, they are still alive, fighting terrorists up north. Meanwhile, they are dead, buried like nothing happened, because the government doesn't want to look bad in the face of this insecurity, increasing insecurity, and the killings of your own personnel, your own soldiers. Yeah? It's unfortunate. So he has joined. and it did not practically call Tinubu a terrible president, which he is. But that's how we are going to switch to the people who are already ranting about everything. We'll start with this soldier.
So these soldiers were executed by ISWAP in a very gruesome video. 3 of them, young men, promising warriors, promising soldiers. Rest in peace, guys. We love you. We miss you. And we believe that you are resting in the bosom of the Most High. When I scroll down to this video, the comment section, one particular comment caught my eye. And the guy said that they died for Nigeria and they died for nothing. Nobody forced them to join the military. Now, that guy is a coward. Automatically, we know, because we know guys that talk like that. They don't have the discipline, they don't have the sacrifice, they don't have the honor, they don't have the perseverance, they don't have the courage to do what these guys do. You know, so you hide behind your keyboard to type rubbish and sing. We understand it comes from a place of weakness. All those your comments, it comes from a place of weakness and bitterness, because you are less of a man. You don't know what is sacrifice. You only know stomach. You only know stomach, that is all. Now, you have to understand that these people have to do what they do. So long as bad guys exist that are ready to take advantage of the innocent, then good guys have to exist to keep them in check. If you don't think like this, my brother, they died for Nigeria, they died for nothing, they died for Nigeria. It is people that make up Nigeria. And these people died defending the people. That is the first line, the first focus, the first focal point is the people. They died defending the people. They are not fighting for a flag. This is not a kingdom. They are not fighting for a king. They are fighting for the people. So I'm surprised when people come online and say these people died for Nigeria and they died for nothing. And then the same people forgot that bad people exist, people that will hurt you for no reason at all. There are human beings that will hurt you for no reason at all, just because there is a yearning, there is a violence that is embedded in them that they have to feed. You can't explain why they do what they do. They are just bad and violent for no reason. Then we're supposed to protect you from these people. Me and you both know that you don't have the mind to do it. You don't even, some of you cannot even kill a goat. You can't even kill a cow. And then these are the people that are supposed to protect you. And then you hide behind your keyboard to type from a place of ignorance and cowardice. This for some of us, the military, law enforcement, that are still serving. This is a call to you guys. This is a call to you guys. Never show mercy. I repeat, never show mercy. Look at what they did to these guys and use it as a fuel to burn that fire in you. Never show mercy. We don't care who sponsors them. We don't care who is behind them. When we come in contact with them, we send them to God. Never show mercy. Never.
I'm going to be honest with you. Don't drag anybody that does not want to contribute to this 30 days rant challenge or speak against bad government, because it does not affect them. If you affect them, they don't need you to tell them, come and speak. They will speak because it is affecting them. And even if it is not affecting you, if you are somebody who is passionate about being part of a country that has a system that works, you will be passionate enough to come outside and talk. Now, it is quite a shame that our own generation, we will be Gen Zs, we are still opening our mouths to utter this phrase, don't worry, God will do it. There's nothing we can do. Let us just leave it in the hands of God. Let us just pray. It is something that our parents used to say. Is God will come down from heaven and do it for you. We have natural resources. There are some countries that don't have natural resources. Look at Singapore, for example. Singapore used to be like 2/3 of Singapore's population. They lived in the slum and they were chronic drug addicts. But it took one man that implemented policies, actions, strategies that took that country from the gutters to where it is now. Singapore is one of the easiest countries that you can, as a business owner, you can go there and your business will be successful because they have what? Business-friendly policies. Is it the one that business owners in Nigeria, they don't see work? Okay, now let us go and do business. Today you go inside, you go to the markets to go and buy resources that you need to do your business. You hear one price, you go, you come back next week, you hear another price. You wake up one morning, they'll tell you that government has dropped one year policy like this now that will come and scatter the business that you have been trying to grow. You can't even do anything. I'm telling you, our leaders knows the actions that needs to be implemented. They know economic strategies that they need to take to make this country work, to make this country function. But greed go let them. Everybody is not. It's no longer democracy of the people, for the people, by the people. It's democracy for me, my family, and my pocket. It's not fair. 21st century, we are still complaining about food. People cannot eat. People are finding it difficult to eat. 21st century, in this advancement technology age. And somebody is sitting there and they say we should talk, so let us not talk. Don't talk. If you don't want to talk about it, it's not affecting you. Don't talk. Don't talk because they say we should talk, then therefore we should talk. Like we should leave it to the hands of God, and God will do it for you. God has done it for us. We need to do it for ourselves now. Wow.
Nigeria is so corrupt, which I regret the day I was born in this country. It's unfair. This is unfair now.
Again, the reason why you are watching these 30 days rants on here is not because they are ranting. And it is not about what they are ranting about. It is mostly because of the generation that is ranting and the articulate way that they have been expressing their ranting. Do you understand what I mean? Like, when you listen to them, you sometimes will be like, so people actually know all of this. I thought this generation is about TikTok. I thought this generation of these young people, they are just about Instagram, TikTok. So they are actually aware. They are very much aware of what is going on. Like they are in the know deeper than even those who are older than them. And you're like, oh, that's a good thing. Yeah, that's a good thing. Simply means that some of you would think this Gen Z are, like a dumb because you are using this age of what you pass through. To you, this Gen Z is easier for them. Life is easier for this one. You are not alive. When we used to use, what do you call it? Inoigi. Now you are using gas. You don't understand that time when we used to go and queue at Nitel to go and receive call. I mean, to go and make calls. Today, all of you have your smartphones, this and that. That is the point. Because they have access to the information that ordinarily in the past, you have to be extra good to be interested in certain subjects where then you have to be like really good to want to research more on a certain subject. But these days, with their smartphones, they are smarter than their parents. And of course, they probably take advantage of that. So some of you that idea, just, they want everything handed to them. No, these are young, smart people. They are entrepreneurial. They are smart, people who have created, I'm talking about generation of this Gen Z, who have created wealth almost from nothing. Genuinely, smart people, the Gen Z. So when I see them articulating their grievances, that they believe that policy of government actually affects them. That there's no how smart you are. Once you have wrong people in power, there is your chance of survival, your chance of success will be diminished. And now that they are aware, it is a very good thing. So they can no longer be lied to that God will do it. God will fight for us. No. The moment they realize that they know their problems, they know those behind their problems, then that same mentality will kind of mature or mutate to the point where they would no longer fear their oppressors. It's a possible thing. It is. It might look like you know, they are like innocent or weak to you, but they are not. Watch this rant.
Joining the 30 days rant challenge, I joined it with my business page, but I feel like I'm not doing justice. There's some things I do not want to say with my business page. Nigeria, tell me why I'm in 300 level and I am scared of graduating. Like, I'm graduating next year and I'm like, after graduation, what next? Tell me why I'm in my early 20s, but I am doing different jobs. I'm searching from this particular job to another. I have done cleaning jobs. I have painted people's house. I will add my video of when I painted people's house for money. I bake cakes. I bake pastries. I have a pastry brand in this school. I am going to class. I'm launching another business currently. Like for this Nigeria, person not do one business. You are doing multiple business, and guess what? The moment I pay transport from my house, take bike, go class, take keke, buy only drink inside class like this for one whole week, that your hustle like this, it be like you know they do anything. Tell me why I have 100k in my account and it's not doing anything. To buy baking soap, we're talking toothpaste, we're talking detergent, we're talking sanitary pad, we're talking insecticide because the cockroach infestation in Delsu, Tell me why monthly, you know say you dey hustle, but you not see the money buy these things. The moment you buy all of these things, it is gone. There's no light. You are buying fuel. Like, listen to the sound of my generator. Right now, my generator is on so that I can use my phone. And why am I charging my phone? So that I can run my business. Like, bro, no. This is one brand, Cassie's Taste. This is another brand. In my early 20s, I dey do work like say I don't born. I dey hustle like say I don't born. Even the cake business, the moment you enter inside cake shopping, yesterday you bought egg 5.5. At the moment you enter, they'll tell you 6,000. You start shaking because if you increase the cost of your product, you over increase it. Who go buy them? You are in your house around 11. You're thinking of fresh business idea. You dey go on holiday, fear not they let you go your papa house. You first fucking sit down in school so you don't go home and start overthinking. Legit. You dey hustle, but fear not they let you they spend them. You cannot even say this is what I bought with my money. And then people are saying we should not fucking rant. The economy is after our life. I don't hustle past to my mama and papa hustle for my age. But I know they see them the way they see their own. And people are talking, people are complaining. And I'm seeing, when I go to the comments in this TikTok, it breaks my heart. It be like now only me they suffer or now me and 10 other people they suffer for the country. As a girl child, as a young woman, as a student, we they suffer. We are fucking suffering. If you say, okay, drop it and focus on your school so that you can boost your GCPA, you go hungry. The 10K that they send you in the house, at Delta State University, you want to get your time. In 2 hours, your 10K, they go down. I look at my in and out in OP monthly and I ask myself, waiting you buy? Waiting you chop? Sometimes you fear to chop 3 square on me. Is this how it is going to continue? Is this how we intend to live? I have no fucking giving birth, and I told myself that the greatest fear right now is having a stranger grow inside of me because I can't cater for myself, and I intend to cater for another person. Or are we going to live in a country where we no longer want to give birth because we will not start regulating because the economy is fucking not in our favor? We cannot buy new clothes. If you think of buying a new clothes, it's as if you are spending wrongly. Cannot buy a new cloth in Nigeria because if you try them, after the song na inside fire they put us no artist has ever sang the most relatable song because na inside fire and I really put us na inside fire and I really put us. I don't sit down the way for all these Abraka influencers. I never see anybody talk about the 30 days rant. If it is to come and shake now and be telling us Momodu or
Seyi Tinubu, see, I rather you just keep mute, just shut up, don't they talk again, than for you to come and praise your father. The truth be saying, your family, you guys are too power drunk. You guys are just too power drunk. Now, our family will foresee first son of Nigeria. Now, our family will foresee first daughter of Nigeria. As in the power drunk, una power drunk, I know if you compare them. Not be una be first, not be your father be the first president of Nigeria. And funny enough, the president not be even in your own. He ring election. You yourself, you know, say your father no win election. He ringed the election. You go fear let you come out or shame let you come out. When they praise your father, say your father not the best president ever. Like, are you serious? Seyi Tinubu, believe me, I rather you just keep mute, just shut up. If you shut up, we don't know how stupid you are. You don't understand. But if they talk now, we'll come and say, okay, you stupid, you don't get sense. Because you are a youth like us. You they see what they happen for Nigeria. Yes, I know say you they use dollars, say they clean your, they use until they do anything we want to do. So money problem not really be on a problem. This economy way Nigeria they face, so this hardship, you know, they affect you. But the truth is, you get poor people as friends. Like that Lega Miami, we no get sense. That Lega, no say that one no get sense where they fight for you online. Like that one, no matter what, that one no they wealthy as you. That one they buy for it, they go filling station. So that one know what did they happen for Nigeria. So you suppose they give you code, even though say you they boss money for them all the time. So suppose they tell you say, see what these people they pass through. You don't understand. But I just can't do this video for you. Sometimes it is better you keep mute for people not to know how stupid you are than for you to come out and start talking. You're not even supposed to talk. You guys are just too power drunk. Look at what's happening in Nigeria. You still have the nerves, the mind, the infantry to come out and say your father is the best president ever. Your father is trying, your father is doing this. You don't get shame. Seyi Tinubu. Seyi, you don't get shame. You don't get shame. You don't see person where they advise you. Enter house, I beg. Just try enter house because you don't get sense. You supposed to come out. You supposed they help the youth. You being a youth. But now you come stupid past. I don't know. Many presidents already come and go. Their son, they live where they give them minister. They give them many big positions. We don't know them. We don't feel drag them. But you see you. Since you say you more they drag you. You see your brokers will they bust them every day. And your brokers now will they drag. Since you don't get sense. Seyi Tinubu, I know do video again for you. Enter house.
Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ epo àwọn á di 200 á di bàbá. Ẹ fọkàn balẹ̀, àbàmìwálẹ̀. Ẹ lọ fọkàn balẹ̀, ẹ lọ fọkàn balẹ̀. If we lend ourselves to innovation, we can create wonders. Here is a successful again. A town hall different from blue Bulaba.
Let's be poor. Breathe. Don't suffocate them. We have that responsibility.
That's when the Seyi himself collected. And talking about Seyi Tinubu, I saw a video of Lamido of Jigawa. Now, to those of you who really takes it to heart when people swears in their video, and then you always love to remind me there are children watching. I understand. Sometimes I couldn't really censor out those swear word, okay? So I apologize. apologize, and sometimes you can possibly help me hold the ears of these children. You know, they don't have to hear that, though. You know, they don't have to. Oh, sorry, we couldn't bleep that out. Like that. Sule Lamido of Jigawa has come out to chastise the Arewas. He said, it is a shame for the Arewas and their founding fathers that today Tinubu's son, Seyi, is now sharing food to their poor people in northern Nigeria. And that is a call for action, right? I don't understand what he meant by call for action, so to say. If he's talking about the leaders who have let their people down, I think Sule Lamido should be one of them. In his words.
ina so Sokoto Kano yana mashi gaba wannan shine mutunci wannan shine wulakanci haka muka zama amma yake ya ce dan Tinubu yazo Sokoto abiya da Allah ke kaza kaza na mutu kulli da ba take away baba ban ka ci wannan me kenan wannan shine mulki haka muka zama take away saboda haka ne kira kai arewa a ta kare mu na mutunci kare mun zai tuwo ya ne ko ba so ke masu da ya da ke sun san me mutunci san me da'a sun san me girman kansu wannan abin da ke kuɗi ne cikin mutunci arewa abin da Kano arewa Sardauna arewa Tawa Balewa arewa Tarka arewa Isa Kaita arewa Rubado arewa manyan tarihi amma ai gari a ce wai an wai ka ce dan arewa da bai baya sai ka zama ba kun shi ta ba ya ce a gode saboda haka ko dai mu tashi mu karɓi da kanmu ko mu ƙara rushe a gari da yan ɗan ƙarami da zuwa garin mu da zuwa ƙasar mu mu yi da bayan sa to tuni mu kawai shi sai da ima Allah ku ta tsarar sai yin yan iyaka sai
àsìkò òǹgbẹ lọ́tún lósì ẹ̀mí òsì káàrẹ Jagaban Karim.
Jagaban Karim. So is calling out, you know, the leaders of Arewa that when did Arewa turn to this, when did Arewa turn to that? Is one of the reasons why Arewa is, or the Arewa Alimajiris continue to rob trailers for food, and why Seyi Tinubu is always welcomed with his food. And maybe, like some people have said, just maybe, is becoming a household name in northern Nigeria. So some people are not comfortable with that, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I'm just talking like how people on the streets are talking, right? You know, Seyi Tinubu exposed what they claim to be the weakness of northern Nigeria, and that is unacceptable. Yesterday, when Seyi Tinubu's rice arrived Gombe, they couldn't wait for it to get to location. They had to go on the road, hijack it, and then shared it. Gombe. They denied Seyi the opportunity of taking pictures as usual, except if they have to replay it. Because the first batch they sent, the second batch, they were both hijacked by the Gombe Alimajiri. Alimajiri Gombe. Can't wait. I don't know how many kilometers the meeting point was, but they couldn't wait for that. That's a long one, so they had to take it just by the roadside, as reported. And to those of you who think that, things are so tough, end bad governance protests in northern Nigeria, the North, they are tired of this Tinubu, this and that. It's just because sometimes a lot of you, imagination, they worry you. And imagination won't wound you. And there's nothing wrong in having this imagination where you don't understand what is called the weaponization of poverty. Some of you don't even understand what is called weaponization of poverty. The poor people have no mind of their own. Do you understand what that means? Look at you. You watching me right now, you are like, possibly you've had your dinner or you've had your lunch. If you have had your lunch, you're not worried about your dinner, are you? No, you're not. So you have the mind of your own. You can put your data on and watch Mayegun live. You do have no idea how better you are to be able to. When you see real people, real poor people in that contraption, seriously, they are in the majority, by the way. That poverty has been so weaponized that sometimes you ask yourself, or you say to yourself, can't these poor people just like collect all these things from these guys and reject them? It doesn't work that way. If you can think like that, you are not poor. You are speaking from the position of privilege. Yeah, that's it. In Nigeria, with 1,000 naira, you will see ads. You will see them in thousands, and they will do whatever you want them to do. This is not even a situation of the economy, this or that. 1,000 naira can throw up this kind of frenzy. You want to come fight these people who don't give a shit about who is your president or not. Just the color of the money. That's all they care about. How do you want to really, get them? Anyway, that's just a by the way, and that is why I love this lady, this lady doctor who shed her own light or her own mind in this 30 days rant. Okay, here is another set of the rant against Tinubu's illegitimate failed regime.
This is the amount I have consumed under 3 months. This is the amount I have used under 3 months. Some of this thing now, these things are like, it's up to 10. In less than 3 months, I've used like 10 of these. This brand I used to buy before, I stopped buying it because it's expensive now. I stopped buying it because it's expensive now. This thing is like clocking 10k plus now. I went down to a relay. I went to price this thing. They're telling me 8k 7.5. 8k 7.5. I bought this thing last 4.5. 4,500 was the amount I bought this thing the last time. And they're telling me this thing is 7.5 8k. The reason I left this one now, because they touch this one. This thing now has gone so high, I cannot even afford it. It's not even, before I don't used to think about buying, I used to just buy it anyhow. In the kitchen I will have one, upstairs I will have one, in my bag I have house one and outing one. Now I can only afford to buy one. I can only afford to buy only just one. This thing now is now so fucking expensive. Under 3 months I have used like 10 of these. This thing now here now is like 100k plus, everything here now. Under 3 months. This thing that used to be 800 before has gotten to 10k plus. Nigerian government, people, please, people should pity this brand, this Ventolin brand. I left this brand and went down to this Aeroline. Now this Aeroline now come the drag price with Ventolin. Aeroline now come the clock 758k. This one now I don't even know how much this one be, because I don't even have the mind to kind of price this one that I even usually use. This one that I downgraded to is now expensive. Where I'll see money to buy the next one, I don't know. By the grace of God. Nigerian government, I beg. I don't even know how this thing just became so expensive like this. I cannot even afford this one. This is my own. I cannot even afford this thing. Lord of Jesus.
Now a core member is talking that things are not easy, and everybody is talking about the fact that she shouldn't have talked. Of course, some of us have said, look, even this law, this rule that says a core member should not talk, I think is outdated. But let's even say, okay, you want to punish her, you give her 3 months or give her whatever extra in this thing. But I think it's worth it. What she said is worth it. What's coming out? But it has just explained. If I were the one in the position of the NYC, whatever, and then the president himself and all, the first thing that should occur to you is the fact that these kids are suffering. Someone, core members were collecting 33,000 5 years ago or thereabout. Even if it was 3 years ago, the way things have changed between 3 years ago and now. Can you compare what the life that someone that was there 3-4 years ago, the life that I was living, and someone who is a core member now? And so the first thing you should look at is the fact that this girl is this SOS, save our soul, that he this SOS that this girl is sending out is for government to look at itself and take redress. The first thing you should know is that this girl is representing so many who are struggling to use what they have, what you are giving them to survive. 33,000 is small. You stopped giving subsidy, so you have more money. You are giving more money to state, and federal also has more money. Yet you are not spending as if you are earning more money than when Buhari was there. Buhari was carrying the burden of paying for subsidy, and he had to somehow, subsidize in quote Naira also, so that things could go smoothly for Nigeria, so that inflation would not be so hard. But you came in and said, no, it can't be sustained. Fine. So you now have more money. Then how long after, several months after you have agreed and all that, core members are still collecting 33,000. Even federal government staff, I don't know if it has changed this month or last month, but I hear that it's 45,000 that they are just adding to their money and nothing more. What are you doing with money? Under Buhari was doing more infrastructure, was more involved in infrastructure. We could see it was visible everywhere. It was taking on some giant things. So it's not as if you're taking more giant things than Buhari. What is it that is making you not pay core members? They are 77,000 naira. Why are they still earning 33,000? I think this is what is more important, and this is the lesson we should take away from what this girl is saying. No matter what, whether you like it, whether you decide to discipline her and give her maybe extra months in school or whatever, I don't think it's wise. But even if you decide to discipline her for talking as a paramilitary, okay, fine. But have you taken the lesson at all? She makes a lot of sense. She's just helping you to know what is happening to our youth.
So these soldiers were executed by ISWAP in a very gruesome video.
Yeah, that's another one. And indeed, Tinubu and his regime, who have shown that they are deaf, dumb to the right reasonings or good reasonings. They believe that if you, for any reason, if you are condemning them, it is simply because you don't like them. It is not because they are not doing well, because to them, they are doing well. They keep telling everybody that he's making decisions that ordinarily, other people couldn't make. And he's doing it to save Nigeria, save you. Meanwhile, Tinubu has borrowed more than all the past governments combined together. He has printed more money as well, by the way. So the inflation and the hyperinflation you are dealing with in that contraption, it is, they're like his own creation. So, like that lady asked, where is the money? There must be money saved from all of this. You said you are giving them all money, right? More money now. So how come that up till now, the states, the federal government, none of them has actually paid any of this minimum wage. And why? Even Lagos, who has all the money, they've told people that they have increased their own to 80,000 and others, right? They haven't paid this money. Like, Tinubu, I mean, the Tinubu's ass speakers, they keep saying Tinubu has given local governments autonomy. The local governments are collecting their money now. That is not true. Even till now. So they have been, I mean, it's crazy though, right? Because there are those who help them push all these lies. And that's the problem. You see, when you are lying to people, you are reminded never to lie to yourself, okay? Because if you're lying to other people, you shouldn't lie to yourself. Lying to yourself is one of the biggest injustice anybody can do to himself. So that means that when you see what is wrong and you continue to paint it not that bad or good, so that simply means you will never see any motivation or have any motivation at all to change what is wrong or fix it. You won't. And that is the problem. They have no intention of actually correcting anything. They are telling themselves that they are doing so well, they are doing great, only those who didn't like them, you know, this and that. But 4 years is going to be here and it's going to be gone soon. And of course, they have already started their 2027 charade. A place where Atiku said he has now announced, you know that Atiku has announced a coalition. But the same coalition seems to have run into a storming water, just like that. Because Atiku still want to contest election in 2027 against Tinubu. And right now, they are already pushing the agenda of zoning, no zoning. Who is going to be the presidential candidate? Who is going to be the vice? And all other talks, right? You remember that Gudaji, that former House of Representative member. When I actually saw the video, it's the former, I was like, oh, that guy from Kazaure represents, his name is Kazaure Gudaji, Abi, something like that. I mean, Gudaji Kazaure, representing Kazaure Federal Constituency. It's like, you know, representing your forefathers at the Federal House of Assembly, Federal, House of Representatives. So when they say it's a former, I was like, okay, who is now representing Kazaure? Anyway, he has made a public announcement that he has now left APC, for Atiku's coalition. Coalition. Watch this.
So today I visited our father, His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. I visited him because of the Nigerian problem we are facing now. Politically, all the northern elders and leaders, we gathered and have a meeting before meeting him, so that let all our politicians come together to find a lasting solution. Because most of our elected people, they abandoned us, they abandoned all what we are trying to make this country great. Many of our problems that we already talk about it or we reveal it in the previous administration, none of it was executed. We have nobody in this country that will say we didn't expose corruptions, we didn't talk about corruption, and this government promised it will continue investigating what will be in the future. And up to now, nothing happened. Nobody invited me, nobody called me, nobody know whether I am existing or not. So that is why we operate to call all our patriotic politicians to come and join one way. And we are here waiting for the insurrection of the northern Nigeria and the Nigerian in general, those who are patriotic and looking for a Nigerian progress, we are ready to follow wherever they carry us. We are ready to go. We don't care with any party. We are here for the main project of how to save the country. So wherever our elders carry us, we are ready to follow them. This is the reason I visited my father to come and do fasting greeting to him, and he received me with respect, like as a son, and I am grateful for what he said, because he is not thinking for himself. He's thinking for a Nigerian people. And whoever think for Nigerian people, he is the person that we're supposed to put him on the front. Because Nigerian people first, Nigerian people second, Nigerian people third. And we are ready to serve the country in one way or the other. So this journey of all our political elders.
It is smoke Igbo. It is taking the
of our greedy leaders. Oh, Thunder, where are you? This is the time you are supposed to strike, so that you eliminate all of them, so that you have peace in our nation. Or join them in one aeroplane, so that it will crash land in the course of their journey.
Thank you. That's a Gudaji Kazaure. You know, is a popular face, one big clown, right? He used to be House of Representative member. He said that he discovered, right, that over $250 billion was looted under Bokwari, and he had evidence where Emefiole, he pointed at Emefiole, and he said if the EFCC invited him, he will release the names of these people who looted over $250 billion. He also said he knows where they are keeping the money. And that's why in that interview, he said nobody contacted him, nobody reached out to him, despite the fact that the government claiming to be fighting corruption. That's a Gudaji. On the issue of 30 days rant challenge, right? I once told you that people should keep it coming. You should keep them coming, you know, make as many videos as you can, because somehow this period will become history. And when it's become history, so that nobody will rewrite the history, that is why you have to keep keeping them coming. And that's what Mr. Funny says too, isn't it?
Nigerians, don't let anybody gaslight you. Don't let anybody discourage you for this 30 days rant challenge. Don't let anybody will go tell you, say, hey, it's not working, it's not going to work. Why are you ranting? Don't let anybody, in fact, as a matter of fact, increase the volume, increase the tempo. If you do one video a day about the rant, do 4. Do 4. You know what people they pass through? Person go come out now, what they say, why are you there? Don't allow anybody to gaslight you. People are passing through a lot. It good make you record all this history. Make we know, say, in 2025, Nigerian youths took it upon themselves, or Nigerians took it upon themselves to rant about the hardship in Nigeria. You go there recorded. As a matter of fact, people that are tech inclined, maybe they put out for Google. Yes, maybe when they document them, they see all those things where they happen for Nigeria 2025, see what happen. Because you know they tell something will begin to happen again though. So we day here to 2023. Person come out, tell us say na him build Lagos. Lagos that has been capital since 1975 to 1991. Person come out in 2023, tell us say na him build We shock. Nigerians begin, they come out their head. We no get as what take defend them. They tell us, say, in build Lagos. He good as with the record, he good as with the record. Because you don't go, before you know it now, person go come out in 2030, come out tell us, now me build Nigeria. And we don't go feel come off our head. If you tell us different things we will know if we know say tell us say Nigeria, I mean build I build Nigeria. Good as with the record up. The record this 30 days challenge. In fact, as a matter of fact, I think we are not even doing enough. We are not doing enough. Make youths get youth diary online and offline. Youth diary. They go begin to write the names of the people where they at the end of affair. Now they write their names, they write their position, they write their responsibilities. Starting from the head. All the people where join hand, they make us they pass through this hardship. Just write name. Malamed Tinubu. Position. President. Responsibility. Inflicting hardship on Nigerians. Inflation. Cost of living high. Just the right there. Another person, Shetima. Position. Arguably vice president. Responsibility. Keeping quiet. Another person. Reno Omagiri. Social media gaslighter. Responsibility. Changing the narrative and blocking the intelligence. The plenty will bring out catalog where our children go read in future. At least when they see what we do. You know, say today now with the talk, say our fathers did not do enough. Now it's time for us. We will write down. They go tell us that they build Nigeria. We go shock whether we live for Ghana before.
Right. So you should keep doing it, okay? You should keep putting these things out. And that's why I have Mayegun's Diary Political. So that our own children, right, they are never going to sing the praises of these criminals that they will later call heroes, our heroes past. Nigeria no get heroes past, so now criminal where they no cash, we no go jail. And then they call heroes past in that contraption. You no get heroes past. Because when you begin to dig into what your heroes, those they claim to be your heroes past, when you begin to dig into what they did, you realize that they contributed greatly, right, to these sorry states that contraption is right now. You no get heroes past on a criminal, we no go jail past. I mean, so the past criminals, we no go jail. Now they call your heroes past. Because one day they are going to call with a wicked heroes past too. And this druggy, Kololu, would also love to be called heroes past someday. These are not heroes. These are villains. And these are pure enemies of the people. Put that out there for your children to know, okay? In the case of who is the Emir of Kano, 2 days ago, I shared with you the convocation in Calabar University, University of Calabar, UNICAL, where the supposed Emir of Kano Arcade, Ado Bayero, was presenting himself, or he represented himself as the Emir of Kano admin. Meanwhile, the Emir of Kano admin, which is the Sanusi guy. Now, for those of you who might not really understand this, okay, in Kano, they have two emirs. So the first emir was put in place because he was about to be arrested for corruption. So politically, so they had to quickly shield him and make him an emir so that his fights can become the fight of the Kano people. They shielded him. He was never among those to become emir that year. Sanusi, that's his name. That was when the relationship between the guy who made him the emir, Kwakwansop, and that of his successor, Gandola, was still cordial. So when Kwakwansop left power as governor and also left Sanusi as emir, Gandola, the Babangida mobile banking CEO of Kano, became governor. And he started looting like never seen before, where Sanusi, the emergency emir, spoke out in condemnation of the new governor. He didn't take it well. So Gandola dethroned Sanusi by using the status of assembly to promulgate law that creates 5 new emirates out of the current, the then current Kano State Emirate, Kano Emirate. And Gandola, after banishing Sanusi as emir, appointed Adobayero as the new emir of Kano and 5 others, the 5 other emirates, and 4 other emirates, which he also appointed emirs. But under Sanusi, the normal setting, those ones are just village heads, not emirs. But under Gandola, by the proclamation of the status of assembly, they became emirates on their own. Then 2023 came. Gandola of APC, Egbekegbe, couldn't install his own successor in APC. Kwakwansop's godson in NNPP, their own new party, well, won the election, formed the government, and it was time to remove the emir of Kano that they did not install and replace him or return back the one they installed before their fight started. So the last 2 years, it's been a battle, right? The battle of who is the emir of Kano. And just about 2 weeks ago, an appeal court, Judiciary again, declared that Sanusi's return was illegal, and therefore emir of Kano Arcade is actually emir of Kano Admin, the main one. That is Gandola's emir of Kano. So the case is now before the Supreme Court. From those in the know, there is an allegation that Ribadump, who is also an in-law to the emir of Kano Arcade, who is now emir of Kano Admin, Adobayero. And they said he's been the one pulling the string of trying to return Adobayero back as emir. And like that of El Rufaya, the Kaduna little finger, they said, Ribadump is also not in, or should I say, Sanusi is also not in the good book of Ribadump. So it's all complex, all complicated. But the reason why I'm sharing this story with you is that you see the guy that gave the verdict. The Supreme Court is I mean, they call him Justice Agim or something. The guy that gave the ruling over River State that reinstated the River State House of Assembly members, even though there is no case before him. Their case of their defection to APC is never before the Supreme Court, by the way. But the guy that wrote the lead judgment, they call him Agim. Look at him in this mirror, or in this picture rather. That is him in suit. That is the guy that gave the ruling over River State that caused this legal lacuna in that state. He is a very weakest man. So they all met in Calabar. Okay? Because according to Sanusi, by the way, until the Supreme Court rules, he is still the emir of Kano. But to Adobayero, they play. Ogbo, they play. You will soon find out. So if this conspiracy theory is anything to go by, because it's got some credibility, Adubayero was there to infer the title of, I think they gave Werewike Doctor of Law. Yeah, the Department of Law in the University of Calabar honored Werewike with an honorary degree, Doctor of Law. And as Doctor of Law, the head of University of Calabar's Board of Trustees, I mean a Board of Senate, which is led by the Emir of Kano, Adubayero, was there to confer on Werewike the Doctor of Degree. So it's kind of like all playing out. So you get now. So you know better after watching this. Werewike, please.
Let this honor him and for the room, yes.
This man, you are promoting, you have to block people behind you now.
I don't understand.
You're not the only cameraman here now. Flash, young man. You are blocking us with that flash.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor of the University of Calabar and in accordance with the provisions of the University Statute, I confer on you the honorary degree of Law Honoris Causa with all the rights and privileges attached thereto. Congratulations, my brother. Let this honor him.
Even his own praise singers were there too. That's Werewike. And now, some people are already saying that the Supreme Court judgment has been written, and that may be the end of Sanusi as Emir of Kano. But like I said, Sanusi is still carrying on. There is the Emir of Kano until the Supreme Court says otherwise. And because of that, you see, there is this fight now that is about to happen, okay? Because their Emir in Kano would lead the prayer. You know, this Ramadan, Idul Fitri, right? The one after Ramadan. So the Emir of Kano would be expected to lead the prayer. Now that the Emir of Kano, Adubayero, Emir of Kano, Sanusi Lamido. So Sanusi is, as they claim, they say traditionally, the Emir of Kano will begin to visit the sick, the poor, 10 days before, the last 10 days of Ramadan. So to Sanusi, he is still the Emir of Kano. So he's carrying on with that tradition. But those in the know says, with Werewike involved, Sanusi Lamido, Sanusi as Emir of Kano's days are actually numbered. But that is probably not how the Kano people feels towards a Sanusi. Watch this.
Abba.
Sanusi, the Emir. Right. My time is up. But there is a video. I don't know if I have enough time to cover it, or I will just leave it for the next time. Okay, because it's a little bit mouthy and Anyway, I'll leave it at that so that we can take calls. Okay. So, brethren, again, I want to say a very big thank you to us again tonight, and to those of you who have been part of this convo up till now. If you have to leave, I will understand, okay? Or please like the broadcast, all right? And then share it and maybe subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. About a week or so ago, I kind of mentioned it on Mayegun's Diary Political, my plan to raise a fund, ask for your support in my plan to kind of really do the studio upgrade I've always wanted to do, including my plan of having an outdoor coverage. I have been very lucky on Mayegun's Diary Political for having a lot of you as friends. And this is another time, like all those times that you've actually came through for me. So I am raising a fund in that regard, and I'm talking about all sorts of equipment, from camera to drone to the biggest of them all, putting up the soundproof and making this room a proper real studio. So I've also been working on how to possibly add to the team, those who are going to be helping me out there. So on this, I have created a GoFundMe. This is where, your widow's mite actually does count. And on this platform, maybe until I raise something substantial to add to whatever it is, I'm able to cough out myself, right? So this is where I need your help. And the brethren in this temple, when you come across this link, just know it is purposely for this. So I am going to take a short break. The link is right there in the description, and I will copy it and put it in the comments. I am raising funds, and I actually want to see how many days I can come up with this, okay? And hopefully, hopefully I'm able to come up with something. So it's up to you. And like I said, every penny contributed or donated is going to be highly appreciated. This is not like the super chats. So please don't put donation in the super chat, okay? Use the link, or better still, use the PayPal. You can add the message to it as well to say, oh my God, this is for this. I will be grateful personally. So now also, I'm going to let you know what I've managed to put together so that we can know when to put the rock and say, well, that's enough. Yeah. So I'll copy the link and leave it in the comment section. However, the line is going to be opened again. This is for those of you who might want to call in and add your own contribution tonight. So again, if you have to go, remember to like the broadcast, like it, share it while you sign out. But to those who are still here, the number to call is on your screen. Please use it. I'll be back in a minute. Thank you very much. I think I have the first caller tonight. And yeah. Hello there.
Good evening, sir.
Oh, good
This is Olatunde Olusoya.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, my brother.
Fantastic. What do you want me to call you?
Olatunde.
Olatunde. Baba,
yes.
Everybody can hear you. Please, you have the floor.
My brother, I've been following you since I came into the UK, honestly.
Yeah.
If you continue to talk about Nigeria every now and then, in fact, we will not, in fact, endless story. The story of Nigeria is endless. In fact, the one you are talking about this night, even when Jonathan is now complaining about the judiciary, about the legislature, here, if you can remember very well, I want to call you back to the time when APC took over from Jonathan.
2015.
Yes, Baba. I want to remind you of one particular thing, that during Buhari's government, the Minister of Information could not perform as a Minister of Information, but he was able to perform as a propagandist, a publicity secretary of APC. Nígbà tí wọ́n wà ní opposition, if you can remember.
I remember, I do.
Because the only thing he knows how to do best is to promote propaganda. He could not perform as a minister of information.
I remember.
Ordinarily, he single-handedly truncates Jonathan's government with his propaganda.
And lies.
I'm talking of Lai Mohammed.
I know.
If you can remember.
I do. They really did the people dirty in that country.
It was a game plan. It was a game plan. Baba, I am seeing Nigeria right now sitting on a gunpowder because the saving grace that ordinary people have, which is the judiciary, has been hijacked.
And that's what Jonathan was saying too, remember? That the world is serious. There's nobody that will actually have any legit money and take it to that place.
Between a company and the government, one take over government assets that's nowhere to run to. Exactly.
Thank you so much. I don't know if you can still hear me, by the way. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Good.
But state of emergency in Osun, there is issue Ilobu, Ifon and Erin Osun is under crisis now.
That's right. Well, I wouldn't say there should be a state of emergency there. Rather, I would have expected the supposed president of a country, right, to have actually arrested the problem right now. You know, like all those guys who are wielding guns, going from one house to the other, burning houses in these communities. Somebody should have probably seen them by now. Did you see all those people who are moving on like refugees in that video? Those are real.
They are passing out. I saw them. I was shocked.
You know, like in Yoruba, real human beings. Our people are becoming refugees in their own land.
But what is they are backing out of their towns and moving out. That reminds me of Ife Amodakeke, if you could remember.
Anyway.
And you are saying now that you are running a government. You are trying to promote it. There's another one that is happening in Edo. They are encroaching the southwest completely. I'm talking of all those Fulanis. They are also doing their own at one side.
Now.
All around this security, but because of the political interest that you have in Rivers, you give 24 hours solution. You quickly step to the tide. As a president, as a very active president, propaganda that within 24 hours, then one stupid man was brought to Arise TV and was saying the president quickly stemmed the tide.
Prevented anarchy.
And so they are supposed to shoot that that stupid mocha. I always watch him speak. And so they should hold him and just slice his throat. Have you been hearing what he's saying recently?
I heard him now. I mean, it was there now.
Oh my God.
He was also issuing warnings to those who are condemning deeds and all of that stuff, you know. That Fubara saw it coming.
All those people that come to the media and say nonsense. Ṣé àwọn ọmọ wọn kì í appear in public tó yẹ kó máa sọ̀kò mú wọn pé àwọn peers wọn they should stone them and send them to their parents that go and talk to your father.
What your mama they do.
Exactly.
I'll take another one. Thank you very much.
How many times would they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you? Now they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo
Not be juju be that. Sorry, oh. May God not allow them, make them kill you. 70 years old man. I am mumu na too much. You be mumu. You think say they wise.
Sorry, I think I lost my audio at a point. Can you hear me? Yeah? I think I also have another caller on the line. Now, here is my fundraiser, and the link is also right here in the comments. So, to everyone who might want to use it, this is, let me see if I can even put that on the screen. And let's do our usual way. Let me see how many, how many pounds I can raise this evening. Pardon me, I just had to use my phone to make this account on my way to the office this evening. So I haven't really loaded it up with much information. So the target is more than 500, of course, like about 10,000 pounds. But I want to see how much of that I'll be able to put together and how much of this can actually be achieved, right? So if you use there is a link, there's a GoFundMe, there's a GoFundMe link in the comment section, right? Anyone can use it. And remember, donation is always voluntary. Don't give me the money that you turn around later and be like, oh, I shouldn't have given you my money, please. Make sure that you only give what you think you can, you can actually really spare. And the good advantage of that as well is that if you change your mind, you can easily just cancel it. Get your money back. Here is Henry. Hello.
Hello. Hi, Michael. Hello.
Hello, sir. How you doing, sir?
Hello. Yeah, not too bad. Hope you're well. I've got to say your show is probably so instrumental in hopefully kicking off that revolution that we're going to have, that we need in Nigeria. And I just want to say thank you. And I will be making a donation. And I think we really need shows like this to hopefully open the minds of Nigerians. And it's really sad with what's going on in Nigeria right now. But I feel Nigeria or Nigerians deserve Nigeria. And the reason why I say this, we're all complicit in the state of that country. I was listening to the man who was in the military who was talking and saying the people who were castigating
and all that.
Yeah. But the problem I don't understand, and the thing I don't understand is those same military men, that go and oppress civilians and citizens. So you can't open your mouth and say that you are so courageous because you joining the military in Nigeria, you're not joining the military to protect Nigerians. You're joining the military for your own selfish benefits, In
most cases,
and this is the problem.
It's not mostly about
patriotism. So exactly, it isn't. It never is. And this is why and the sad thing is, I've got friends who I would call exposed to a degree, but you still see that they suffer from that terrible mindset. And I speak to them on a daily basis. And if you notice, the issue that we have in Nigeria is hatred for one another, ignorance, greed, and selfishness. And this is what these leaders would always, it's a human problem. It's a human problem, don't get me wrong, but you find out that in economies or countries that are not doing well, the level of hatred is always very, very high. The level of ignorance is always very high. The level of greed is always very high, and the level of selfishness is very high. And that's what these people exploit. We hate one another, and that's why you see the NYSC lady that came to talk and was talking about this whole 30-day challenge, and you still found people hating on this woman, like on this poor girl saying, oh, how can you be saying you're suffering when you're... So it's part of that hatred that we have for one another, that bigotry, And I'm telling you this, you're going to be amazed. Even educated people, you still have people that support Tinubu.
I mean, I have said it on this platform myself, right?
It's shocking.
The most people... See, this set of people who claim to be educated people, they have turned out to be the most dangerous people. Because normally you think it could be rational, right? And they should probably be, they should have this emotional intelligence, right? Where certain things should no longer drive their own thought process. But unfortunately, they are actually those who are creating more divisive, hateful rhetorics. And it breaks heart that, I mean, they were supposed to know better. But unfortunately, look at us, look at where we are. They dwell so much in it that, man, it's suffocating, you know?
It really is. It really is. And this is why, like I said to you, the moment we start addressing issues of hatred amongst one another, and this is why the Nigerian government, they don't want to invest in education because they want citizens to be ignorant, you know, where you don't even know your rights. You do not know any. Yeah, it's very intentional. I'm not joking. It is very intentional. And this is why you're going to have the likes of Tinubu, who should be cleaning toilets in England, as your leader. And I'm not even joking, because you look at Tinubu is not as intelligent. Look at all the leaders. Look at the quality of the leaders that we have. How is it the case that...
And they claim to be intelligent. I mean, you are intelligent.
And they're not intelligent people. No,
see, this is what I ask myself all the time. I'm like, listen, you want to claim to be intelligent, and you can't actually really build a country in this 21st century. That's not intelligence. Crookedry is not intelligence.
Baffling. And I said to my friends, because Nigerians are monkeys, and I'm sorry to say, and this is why we produce leaders like this, and we let them lead and rule over us. Because I can't understand for the life of me, yes, we have challenges in politics, the constitution and all of that's nonsense. But you see, every time these people want to do evil for their own selfish interest, they bypass the so-called constitution that they claim to uphold to carry out their own selfish. Look at what the guy did in Rivers State. He didn't follow the proper due process just for his own selfish interest.
Like a lot of people believe that it was wrong, right? Yeah. A lot of people believe that it's wrong. Or somehow, because they could find an excuse within that defective law of theirs to shield him. Then that means everyone just have to live with it.
So my question is, so why can't politicians bypass those constitutions that they claim? Because when I speak to my friends about, like, okay, why can't, because I've got some friends who talk about IPOB, and they're so passionate about IPOB, and I tell them, I don't agree with IPOB. And the reason why I don't agree with IPOB is because if IPOB was the solution to Nigeria, all the eastern states would be developed. But you still find out that in that same eastern region, we still kill one another. You know, the people that would go and collect money, or the groups of people that will go and collect money to kill their siblings, your neighbor, are still Nigerians. So I don't agree with IPOB. I don't think IPOB would work, because if IPOB was going to work, Anambra State would have been very developed. Right. With all the billionaires you have in Anambra State, it would have been developed. If you
you're practically saying that the people who are currently occupying the space of the Biafra, right? They are not exempted from the characters.
No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. I'm telling you, they're not, because if they were different, the eastern states would be very developed. But you find out that even amongst Igbos, we hate ourselves and we kill one another for our own selfish interests. So I don't believe in IPOB for that reason.
People need to understand the context, because what you're saying is rightly true. Because we all know that there are those who are, you see, this is what I'm going to chip in that area, right? Is that we have selfish, self-centered people, like we said from the beginning, right? And that means they cut across every part. In this way, there are those who are very much in bed with the status quo of these current arrangements. And to them, it suits them. It works for them. So everyone who is trying to say, let's do it differently, right? You stand a chance of actually being targeted. And I think that's the category the IPOB fell into. They've never been in charge of any of the eastern states administratively. You know that.
But what I'm saying, what I'm saying is, if IPOB was going to work in the sense of the whole ideology of IPOB,
right?
Or even any movement was going to work in Nigeria. Like if Nigeria was a separate, if Igbos are agitating to move away from Nigeria, what I'm saying is, you know the saying, charity begins at home.
Yep.
You know. Yep. So why isn't it the case that we start to see developments in these eastern states? Because I can bet you, if Anambra or Abia should get it right, every state will emulate it, and you're going to find out that, you see, but you find out that in those eastern states, you still have the issues that every Nigeria, every other part of Nigeria is suffering from.
I get you now.
And this is the same attitude that happened when the white people came and were selling our siblings for mirrors and gunpowder. It's the same mindset and mentality, and it's so deep-rooted in the Nigerian system.
It is.
Because I'm telling you that the military men that kill civilians, the police, it's shocking that you will see people coming up on the streets to protest against bad governance that's affecting you and your family, but you're still going to pick up your gun and go and shoot. And look at what happened in Lekki Tollgate. Look at what happened in Lekki Tollgate, you know? Like, people still voted and allowed this government to take power. These were people that were behind the Lekki Tollgate issues that happened.
They got rewarded and they got
exactly. And no one is saying anything. No one is saying anything. And this is why I said to you, the ignorance, hatred, greed, and selfishness.
Right?
That's what's killing us. But yeah, but thank you, Maigu. But I will be donating.
You've done so well, and I hope I speak to you again, man. Okay, thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
You have a good one, Baba.
No, thank you, Maigu.
Cheers, man.
You too.
Bless you. See, that's one thing about the Mayegun's Diary Political, where if you disagree with Henry or the context at which he presented, or from the perspective of his, you too can grab the phone and add your voice. That's how it works. Okay. And I have another caller, and I want to say thank you to my early birds. So the African Wahala, you see, I have my own people, and there is, no matter what, right? They are always going to stand there by me. And that is my man, the African Wahala. I've got one anonymous. See, I've raised 45 pounds out of the 10 grand I intend to raise. I may never raise half of that, but I really do wish I kind of like raise enough to be substantial and make a difference. So the African Wahala, thank you for your generosity. And this anonymous of 20 pounds, thank you too. Here is your first one on the line. Hello there.
Yes, Baba.
Yeah, first one. How are you, sir?
Yes, sir. It's been a while. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's been a while. You're right.
Yeah, I tried seeing you, and I guess you're heavily engaged.
I know, but don't worry. I have told other people too that we're always going to have our own time when there will be less distraction, and of course, we have enough to probably really share together. Then, okay, Baba.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So since you came back, you've treated a lot of topics from the likes of Natasha to, even though the Wiki and Fubara, it has been an ongoing issue before, right?
A recurring one.
Huh?
I said a recurring one, Wiki and Fubara, you said. Go on.
Yeah. That has been like ongoing issue. So, but you know what Henry said, the last gentleman that called, the man is really right. If we look deeply into our race and the major races, Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, I don't know much about Hausa people though. But when I look deep into Yoruba people, we didn't even like ourselves too. We don't like ourselves that much. And even I have had conversation with Igbo people here in US where I lived. In the case of Mercy Nnamdi Kanu, And do you know, as at now, everyone, Igbo man or woman that I've had this conversation with, none of them is even aligned with the vision that man had. That's just an example, the list.
Right.
So I think he really have it. He's got a point. No, but my concern is this. So if as a race, Yoruba race, Igbo race, we are not even united. We don't even like ourselves. Talk less of Igbo liking Yoruba, or Yoruba liking Igbo, or Hausa liking Yoruba, or Igbo liking Hausa.
Is that, I mean, can we really categorize we don't like that ourselves to what people can call normal sibling squabbles? You know? Like, yeah, we sort of have this, like what they would call the, you know, healthy rivalry, kind of. You get what I mean? Like, you have this thing that, you have this thing where, you know, siblings don't agree, but they still know they are siblings, that they can fight among themselves, right? And at the same time, they will be united against external sort of, you know, opposition, kind of. Because in Yoruba land, for example, right? In Yoruba land, there is this sense of, there's this sense of, you know, us being the same. Every time we feel like those who are outside the Yoruba, you know, the Yoruba race or so, right? Like you put it, if they are coming, so we tend to forget whether you are Egba or you're Ijebu and what have you. As Yorubas, we tend to want to bond together and defend their Yoruba land. Same thing with the Igbos. You see, within the Igbos themselves, where you have this, what is also like an internal squabbles or healthy rivalry between siblings. You see, the Igbos themselves, when they want to unite against any external factor, like if the opposition there is the Yorubas or any other, or Hausas or Fulani, what have you. So you will never get to know who is Igbo from Enugu, who is Igbo from Anioma, who is Igbo. You know what I mean? They all tend to speak together. Don't you think that we don't like ourselves? It's not compared to how how tribes actually despise themselves. I'm just kind of thinking that, like, it is not like they don't like themselves to the point of maybe we should start killing ourselves that way. I mean, not that we can't disagree, like, you know.
See, Baba, the reason why I will not compare this kind of likeness or hatred to siblings issue is because I don't think it's the same thing in the context of what we are talking about right now.
Right.
When it comes to conflict within siblings, there is still that blood that decides thicker than water. That's still, because I've been in a situation whereby I didn't even speak to my immediate brother for like a year due to whatever he's doing wrong, you know, that I don't like. And guess what? I will reconcile and we are best of, you know, better than before. Now, but comparing this, the reason why I'm saying this is, for example, now, when you look at the Igbo people, especially, and I'm sorry using them, there is these people they call Osu people that they cannot even marry from that tribe. They consider those people as outcast.
Right.
And they are still Igbo people. Now, you will even see somebody from maybe your state, that they will see somebody from Ibadan. I remember the first time I ever traveled to Ibadan. I'm from Okeogun, right? I traveled to Ibadan for the first time. Maybe I entered Ibadan and I spoke. In fact, they point finger at me. They said, "Oh, this one is from Ilokere." Like Omokere. Omokere is this one. Araloke is this one. So there is this superiority, inferiority. Someone feel like the other one is superior. The other one say, my language is superior to yours, and the other one to the other one. Stuff like that. Anyway, but let's put that one aside. For me, for Fubara and Wike, what I'm going to say is this: what took Tinubu and Wike so long? Because From the day when you started, narrating the story, doing show on this narrative concerning Fubara, Wike, Tinubu, I knew already that they will remove the guy. Okay?
It's going to end up
They will remove the guy.
right?
But my thing is, what took them so long before they do their hanky-panky as usual? Even though the hanky-panky they've been cooking all this while, they still even perfect it. It's like haphazard.
Okay.
Haphazardly done. So Nigeria is just so sad. It's just so sad. It's so sad. I don't know. Everything you did tonight, Baba, is good, but it's so depressing and perplexing. It's like I don't even know.
Anyway, Air Force One, thank you very much for your own contribution. Okay, let me take another one.
All right.
So I have another caller. Mind you, to be part of this conversation, you just have to use the number on the screen. There is a number right here. That's put the prefix, by the way, +447706922321. Right, and you can actually be speaking, with me. On the other end, here is another caller. Hello there.
One name. One name, the number. I know the picture. You didn't know that picture, right? Yeah, I said you don't know that picture that is on my.
I didn't see that, of course. But I thought as much that was you, but I was like, I'm just going to hear it first. That's right. How are you tonight, Tosita?
Anyway, I'm fine, and you?
Well, very well. Getting there,
I can see now you're shining.
Oh, bless you. Thank
and
you.
You keep shining. Yeah. Anyway,
thank you, sir. Please, go on.
I was thinking of listening before, but I said no. Let me correct some things. You understand? The things I want to correct here is that how did you think that we being Igbo or being Yoruba, how did you think that we are no longer one? The reason we are no longer one, I do not know if people are alien to this world, but the reason we are no longer one, they told you that what the white man does is to divide and rule. Then our idiots that became the leader of the contraption, they learned from it, they ran with it. They now give us that same thing, divide and rule. If you will bear me witness, I always tell people that the reason that divide and rule and the evil that is happening in that contraption keeps happening is because of what? The most important thing they did that to themselves, that they killed education. When they kill education, the reason me and you, we can stand and talk in anywhere in the affairs that concerns the ordinary man is because of the little education that our father was able to give to us, our parents were able to give to us. So when they destroy that education, you do not know your right as a citizen. Then the next thing that you become, either you become a tribesman or you become an idiot. So when you become a tribesman or idiot, you don't know your right as a citizen. People think that citizen, when they ask you, where are you from? You say Nigerian, that you are Nigerian, that means you are a citizen. No, citizenship comes with right.
It does.
And because we do not know our right, in the sense that
feel like these guys are doing us a favor, and they feel so too.
Yeah, that's the reason. When Wike will commission something, when he was governor, he will commission gutter, and people will come and shout. They will praise him. My brother, you've lived abroad. You find out that even when they do roads, they do bridges, nobody comes to commission anything. The thing is open there for people to use. Nobody comes there to commission anything. All those things they do that they will come out and say, oh, because of they did this road today, they want to commission that road. The reason they do it, and the reason people will go there and clap is because they don't understand their right as a citizen of a nation. So that is the reason. The first person that called that brought up this issue of that he doesn't believe in the ideology of IPOB.
I am not an IPOB.
I know.
I don't need to be.
There are so many people who are not like direct members of IPOB, but at the same time, they are
but
pro.
I don't need to be a direct member of IPOB for me to believe in what they stand for.
You know,
it is no IPOB member is killing any. No IPOB member is killing any Igbo person.
No.
Let me set it clear, because that guy made a mistake or he is misinformed. Nobody that is an IPOB kills any Igbo man.
No.
All the things you're seeing in the eastern part of Nigeria today is politically motivated.
100%. I mean, so we know witness Nnamdi Kanu. Like there was never a single report of any harassment, any attack, or any form of criminality throughout the time that Nnamdi Kanu was preaching this referendum, Biafra, this Biafra, that, yeah? Until they kidnapped him and then activated what we are witnessing today, you know?
So when the people who are saying all these things, sometimes nobody travels back home and will just assume. I travel to Nigeria twice in a year. And trust me, my brother, when those things happen in your presence, the kind of Igbos they speak is not the Igbo, the central Igbos that they speak in Imo State. So when people don't understand this thing, then you say, oh, that they are not one. That's why is it that the Southeast, which part of Nigeria, at least that scholar, he lives abroad, which part of Nigeria is developed? Is Lagos developed?
No.
The smelling Lagos? Is it the Abuja, the dusty Abuja that doesn't have water?
Imagine
which one?
25 years after fake democracy, Nigeria has not created one single city. Do you know that, by the way?
Yes.
Like all these cities we are seeing in Nigeria today, they are like pre-independence. And those ones you are seeing in Igbo land today, every building, every city you see in Igbo land today got rebuilt after 1970. By the way.
70.
So if you're looking, that is why today when you go to the eastern part of Nigeria, you're going to see fancy houses, modern buildings, because after the war, Igbo started building all from afresh.
I am so sorry. Yeah. I am so sorry. I do not know the state where he comes from, but I am never tribalistic in nature, because all of us is facing what every person is facing.
Yeah, there are some certain things that we just need to mention, so that when we are talking about this and that, there will always be context to it.
I do not know. So I do not know where it's developed, where it's secured in Nigeria, where it's developed. Today, the news that we are hearing from Edo State today is not palatable.
It's not.
The news you hear, they are putting 10,000 men only in that tiny river state. They are putting 10,000 policemen in that place. So I do not know where it is. So I keep telling people, if we have tried everything possible to get peace and progress in that contraption, and it has never worked, why don't we try something else that we have never tried at all? Let us separate and go our separate ways. When we go our separate ways, we will see each other in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. We can compare what we have been able to achieve. Then you will know if IPOB ideology works or not. So I do not understand why people will come to a program where we are trying to unite our forces so that we can fight against the evil in that land, and somebody will come here and say, oh, that the IPOB, that why is Anambra not developed?
I mean, you won't blame them, Osita. Let me tell you something, right? Which you and I should consider ourselves very lucky. The amount of propaganda that Nigeria funded against this IPOB, that they actually lasted this long, it's only because of the genuinity of the cause. So you know that.
Thank you very much.
Was just a mirage or just this, which what Nigeria did. So it's
how many
when you listen to some people, right? When you listen to some people where they want to share what they call their own opposition to IPOB, when they speak, right, you can easily hear a lot of repetitive propaganda that has been pushed over the time. And I don't blame them. I like it when they speak out. Because those ones who speaks out, right, these are the ones who genuinely, if you agree, right, these are people who are pretty much like even curious to know better. You know, they've heard something, right? And somehow they want to have a conversation around it and say, well, because I don't like him because of this and that. But when they now hear some certain things, and they're like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that. See the propaganda where Nigeria Bukwari spent money on IPOB. You know it now. IPOB shouldn't even, like the way they did, right? Everybody was supposed to be looking at IPOB and think, oh, this is Al-Qaeda. But it didn't work. And you know why. So when people talk like that, sometimes I'm like, you know, I can forgive people, except for those who are like genuinely, right?
What I try to create,
right?
Like I follow your footsteps. I tell anybody that cares to listen.
Right.
I started listening to Nnamdi Kanu not from the lips of a.
I mean, you were never somebody who agreed with him from the start as well, until later too. I mean, there are so many people who didn't agree with him.
Until I came in contact with you, that was when I started listening and I started
beginning to actually really process what he's saying. You know, so a lot of people said, that it was his language. And there are so many Igbos who didn't like Nnamdi Kanu, not because they don't like what he's doing, they just didn't like the way he spoke about those they respect. And you know that, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, what I'm doing today was like, if you want to become an outcast, then you can go and be a Mayegun, or you can begin to talk like Nnamdi Kanu. You know it now. Because most of the things we were saying back then, there were so many people. Sorry, there were few people who could actually say them. You know it. Exactly. But later, people began to feel like, we just say it the way it is so. Just say it the way it is so. And those who hated Nnamdi Kanu from the beginning, those are among the people who also kind of feel like, man, this guy is actually speaking, Osita.
So that is where we have gotten to. What you are saying when you hear this kind of voices, what we are seeing is because we have been conquered by divide and rule. The previous caller, he said his place, he went to Ibadan. Why those things are happening is divide and rule. He said the Osuka system in the East, it doesn't work that way anymore. That was something of the past. Somebody might come to me and say he wants to marry my daughter, and I see that the person is not responsible. I will try to convince my daughter that don't marry this person. But if he wants to marry that person, it is her own will. I can't choose for her. No. The same thing works for my son. So it doesn't have those things are the things you read on some kind of archaic journals about a particular people. So it's not consistent.
Most of the time, most of those narratives are actually like also sponsored, planted.
Yeah.
But we are beginning to know more now.
Yes. So that was how Ruben Abati came to the TV and he said all those controversial things, and some people ran with it. Yes. Even in my church, there is a deacon.
Family,
there was a deacon.
His wife, they won't give him land. They won't sell land to him, and that's not the story. Yeah. That's not true. That's not how it happened.
In my church, there is a deacon. There's a deacon that said the same thing. When I went back to Nigeria, somebody told me he said that thing. I went back to Nigeria. When I went to church, he wanted to come and greet me. And when he came to me, and I told him that I will never greet you, and don't come to me that you want to greet me, because church is not going to unite us. Because the way I live my life is that if you give me one, I will give you back. That's the way I live my life. And I told him not to come to me, that he shouldn't come to me anymore. And he asked me, and I told him that this is what you said right here in this church. That was what they told me.
And it's not true. What you said isn't true, but you're still pushing that,
Yeah, you couldn't deny it, but you are coming to say hello to me because you see I came back from somewhere that maybe you love to be one day.
Benefit something, right?
So that is just the thing. Please, what we are seeing that is happening in Nigeria, that is happening in Africa, is as a result of they partitioned us without our knowledge, without our contribution. It happens in every society until we begin to see ourselves as one. That is when we can destroy this hegemony, evil hegemony that's upon Nigeria. Let everybody fight for this freedom and let everybody go their separate ways. If Yoruba and Yoruba is having problem, they will know how to solve it. If Igbo and Igbo is having problem, they will know how to solve it. If Hausa and Hausa is having problem, they will know how to solve it. But when we are having problems amongst ourselves, as one entity, as one divisive entity, we cannot solve that problem. That is exactly what we are.
God bless you.
Thank you very
Osita,
much, my brother.
Thank you very much again for your detailed, contribution. I have another caller on the line. I'm going to put my caller on a very short hold and say a big thank you to this my donor. There's something about GoFundMe, right? You can easily see your donor if they choose to be seen, because there are those who don't want to be really seen. They will be like anonymous. Okay, so thank you so much, Priscilla. That's Celia, our own Celia. Thanks so much for your for that generosity. Okay, so I have raised £90. So you're going to probably look at that, in the morning, and just going to be like, oh my God, it's actually gone up that much. Yes, it can. So you too can add to it. So I'm still going to probably go and write an essay. I don't know. I feel like, should I write an essay by explaining everything I want to do? And I'm like, some people won't even read it, because it's my ego. I'm not giving him anything. Oh, it's my ego. No, I'm giving him something. So thank you. Here is my caller. Hello.
Yeah, my good General, thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Mazi, how are you?
Yeah, thank you. Fine. Long time, my brother. Thank you very much.
I know. Thank you so much
We are
for calling in.
We are behind. We're behind. Everywhere. We're behind. We are watching.
I know, say you did. Go on, Baba. Everybody can hear you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I thank you. I also thank the last caller. Thank you very much for you to explain to people to know. Yes, it's in writing. Everybody. As we are living, everybody have his the way you listen, the way you understand something. This is very important in life. You see this problem of Nigeria every time. People don't love themselves. People don't love themselves. All over the world, no people love themselves. Where I'm living, even the Western world, nobody loves themselves. Many people not to see that. This is we are talking. We're talking
English, not like Irish.
When we are deceiving ourselves,
go on.
We will never talk the talk as a mature person. People that have been traveled, reason something. I don't know. People were talking like people that are living in those 1900. Nobody, no people love themselves. Nobody. What makes a country is an institution, the high institution, which is the law of the country, which is what Nigeria is lacking. People is above the law. Nobody is respecting. Nigeria don't have constitution. Constitution is number one thing. It's a supreme in the country, more than everyone. Yes, this is what our people is fighting. If Biafra go, we start new. Forget that those ones telling you some people will rule. No, we put the law, which is the supreme of the world. When the law is there, nobody, if you tamper, will kill you. Go to China. China change their constitution. Go and thief, go and do any corruption. They have you there, you die. This is how the country works. Where I'm living, everybody respect the constitution. Even president is afraid. Everybody, even America respect the constitution. Those presidents that will come, when they move forward to outside country, is go and thief. He can't thief American money. No. He can't. No. Everything is in record.
They go jail. Like, forget it. You
are go jail, my brother. Yes, let people talk like educated people. Some of us, Nigeria are full of, that's it, they're full for educated illiterate. I'm telling you the truth. That's why, yes, idiot. That's why you will see a professor did the election. He did the election to give a tat like the wicked. People will read for him. A professor will read, put him in. Yeah. You are telling me that this is the country? People will look what the Kano is fighting, talking about he will do this one. Osu, what is Osu? That man explain what is Osu. Osu was those old days, not now. Even those old days, it's the people that committing a calamity in the village. The people that used to carry their brother wife
to the forest. You're right.
No matter, my brother. This is Osu. Forget these two people. Yes. Just like the criminals is living with us. Criminals, man, Nigeria give the criminals one president. They give them, this is in the old days when the law was law. No, those people will never come near to where the rule of law. They will not come near. Somebody like Tinubu supposed to die many years ago. Yeah. Somebody like Wike supposed to die. They're not supposed to live. So Nigeria are deceiving themselves. That's why, as she said, when I watch Nigeria, no hero. If you go east of Nigeria, Nigeria don't have any hero. No. All of them are criminals.
Yes.
Genocidal.
Criminals.
All of them, no hero.
But they escaped jail.
You were supposed to go jail. Nobody has history. Yes, you know, I have watched all of them, follow their history. Nigeria don't have any hero. No. All of them are criminals.
Selfish individuals.
People learn from them. Yes, that's why the country needs to start. Everybody got their own. You start your new condition, new country, which is the constitution. Any foundation is not solid. We never stand. We need to break the foundation, start new foundation. It can never stand in a shaking foundation. No. This is the problem of Nigeria. Let's stop deceiving ourselves. Nigerians, why I hate them? Nigeria don't like truth. If we see them, they will just come political correctness, deceiving themselves. Say something as something, you see. Simple. Let people stop take this grammar, deceiving themselves. You know? Thank you very much, my brother.
Bless you, thank you so much as well for calling in. I have another caller on the line, which is Peter, I believe. Hello.
Hello, my good general.
Yes, sir. How are you, Baba?
I'm good, I'm good, man. What's going on? How you doing?
Well, very well, too. Thanks for asking. I did hear.
Yes, man. I can't imagine. I just tried one. Beep, I got it. Hey.
I know, it can be like that.
Good.
Sometimes it can be like that. Sometimes you can call in several times and it's just like, oh, damn it, man. It's not picking my call. But meanwhile, mine is just random. I just like, okay, who's on the screen right now? There you are.
Answer. I loved the way you analyzed that Wole Soyinka's interview today. You picked exactly fine words. You were struggling, making no vex Tinubu. You talk and small, making no vex Tinubu. Very careful. Normally, if you don't de para, lock him up.
If to say this thing that is happening right now, Peter Obi be their president or more. Press conferences.
What nonsense? What nonsense is that? You see what nonsense is that? What do you think this is a country? Baboon. If they find word, they talk and small, making no vex Tinubu. That one is their cup of tea.
Go make them call and say, Papa, why did you say that now? You know,
when you go,
he's now waiting for us to come and explain to him.
Explain to him. I'm hearing one gist, not confirmed yet, but I'm hearing one gist that this new Portharcourt administrator wants to put in some local government chairman tomorrow.
I never heard that word though, but I heard him say he's going to stabilize legislative business in. I was like, what are you talking about? Like legislative legislature, right? So what do you mean?
Tinubu?
We know now. See, these guys they've tried the illegality and it seems to have worked.
It seems to have worked without resistance. Without much resistance.
So they didn't know they would have to go more. So they will do more. They will.
They did it. The National Assembly. They say they did it without National Assembly. They say you're supposed to do National Assembly. You call Akpabio fly that one immediately. Give them $10,000.
Yep.
They say Judiciary. Judiciary release money. The man release money. So see how things are working. That's when Wike's boys want to come back. Put them back in. Let them know who is in charge. That ain't what happens tomorrow.
Go as far as they want now. You don't understand? Like. Me and you can begin to analyze the law and this and that. They will just laugh at us and say, in this banana republic, no.
And what is slowly happening is Tinubu is getting more emboldened. He's sitting in that position.
It's called consolidation. He's consolidating his power. Sure you get. So by the time they get to 2026, right, then that is going to be them putting to test the consolidation of power. Because, now he has made appointments. He has appointed nearly 80% of all appointments and all institutions in Nigeria right now.
Nigeria, yes, so correct.
By next year, it would all cross like 90%. So they would now want to put it to test. Sure you get, like put it to test and see how it's going to play out in 2027. So they will now.
So what are we foolishly saying? Let us build coalition. Let us do all those things when you can never beat this man in an election. What are you stupidly doing? There's nothing like an election going to take place.
They play.
They are going to correlation. Obi should join correlation. What correlation? What election is going to happen? When somebody is this powerful, he has removed a governor elected by the state, and the country is moving on.
Else should be careful. Should behave themselves.
Be careful.
They can remove anybody.
You know, that's exactly the point. Don't threaten all of them.
Governor's Forum quickly said we are not going to be part of it. I said, where they want them say about everybody don't try to check on Tinubu's power. That's what this Attorney General of Nigeria said. He said, don't try to check on Tinubu's power. Don't try to find out. Anybody who won't find out, he will find out. I'm like, then 2 days later, the Governor's Forum said, on the River State issue, we do not want to be party to it. Now one of you then suspended, removed from office, or say no, by our agreement, we have decided not to be part of it. That's it. It's all done, man. State capture.
Mayegu, the only way to stop Tinubu was to prevent him from entering this position.
Now,
that was the only way.
Get him out of it.
It's going to be very, very. It's only the Almighty that can take him out. Nobody. With what he's doing now, and he knows he has a reason for keeping Wike there. He knows Wike is a rugged Agbero. You know he likes Agbero people. And those thuggish people. That's how we run Lagos.
Yeah, you also have this what do you call them? The judiciary. He kind of have a way from them, and is a
the judiciary exactly. Man, let someone else call Gary. We don't finish. Nigeria Tito.
It's a matter of time. Some of those people who disagree with you today are still going to agree with you. Let me tell you something, right? If you're watching Mayegun's Diary Political tonight, and you are looking at me with this your side eye, because to you, why can't I offer you a solution that is going to save Nigeria? Or here, we know they lie to ourselves. Do you understand? You and I know that me and you, we do not have any power to make Nigeria better. Where those who are destroying Nigeria today are doing so intentionally. Nobody said they make mistake, it's intentional. So the state of Nigeria today is intentional. And we are saying that the extent the system that produces them is completely destroyed. To stop producing this kind of criminals, your Nigeria is done for. And on the shorter side is, why don't you just save, everybody says, the stress, break up this contraption and save lives. This is also our own solution. And listen, you may be one Nigerianist watching me right now. You may even be looking at me laughing and yimu, because to you, nothing can break Nigeria. Of course, no wahala. But you know something. Majority of those people who are now willing to actually participate in the breakup of that contraption today, they were also pro-Nigeria before. Check yourselves. Those of you who are watching Mayegun today, they agrees that this contraption everybody should go their separate ways. Check yourselves, all of you, check yourselves 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, where you break it up. So there is a way Nigeria is going to make you, it's going to be a debe, Nigeria might be a debe last. It will carry you reach there where you yourself, that your one Nigerianist mentality, it will fade away. There is a way around it. Look in the audience. There are those who are pro-Nigeria as recent as last year. Today, they know better. And you can ask them, how did they arrive at that? Experience. The African Wahala, Baba. Experience, isn't it?
Yes, sir, Baba. Yes, so, and I'm very happy about this.
The African Wahala.
Baba, I'm good. Happy weekend, Baba.
Same to you. And thank you so much for that, that support there, the African Wahala. Thank you, personally.
Yes, sir, brother. Yes, sir, bro.
Good.
And thank you for the great show, as usual, for encouraging many people to have the balls to speak out, because people from your platform have started speaking out as well. They've started opening up their social media avenues to rant and express their pain. And nobody should downplay your speaking out, because the first step to letting the world know the pain and suffering that you're going through is to speak out.
That's right.
And that ties into the 30-day rant challenge currently going on. I'm so happy these people are speaking out. It might not yield the results, but it's contributing to the eventual results that we are looking for, right? Because if these
like
Gen
people
Z
are getting more and more educated about their government, the people in their government, their environment, and yeah, they are calling more and more people to become awakened, and which is a good thing.
Yes,
it is.
It's a good thing. Though I have learned how to manage my expectations, this might not necessarily lead to the revolution that we are looking for, but this will contribute to that eventual revolution. It is what it is. I believe that's what will happen, especially when the younger people, the Gen Zs, and I want a lot of us that are millennials not to make the same mistakes that the Gen X's and the baby boomers made when you're having conversations about religion, politics, and they tell you stuff like, you don't know what you're saying. You people don't know what you're saying. Don't make that same mistake. I'm telling you, me, I'm a millennial, okay? And for those of us that were born in the mid-80s, don't make the same mistake that those people that were born in the 60s made with us by downplaying the generation, the Gen Zs. Because I see many of us, we say it all the time, this Gen Z, they don't sabi waiting that they do. This Gen Z, they do
They don't understand.
Don't downplay.
Gen Z this and that.
Don't underrate them. Do not underrate the Gen Zs. Many of them are dumb, without a doubt. Just like many of us in our millennial generation are dumb as well. But many of them are smart, and many of them have the capacity to make that influence that will contribute to the eventual revolution. And I'm also happy that they are gaining experience. Right now, they are gaining experience.
Yeah.
The experience that some of us have had before the 2023 elections that were saying, oh, don't waste your time investing in an electoral process. The electoral process is rigged, and there is nothing you can do about it. Your best approach is not to contribute to the people that are thumb printing. Your best approach is to find something else. I don't know what it is, but don't join them in another fake electoral process, because you will cry. There's nothing you can do about it. And the same thing is going to happen in 2031. And I need to remind people that, you see, Tinubu is such a guy that, and I recently understood this aspect about Tinubu, whatever his name is. The guy is a savage. You see, Tinubu would sacrifice his own life for power. Tinubu doesn't give a damn about himself. He doesn't even love himself. You remember during the campaign in 2022, this guy was walking around with katatas dangling from his arms. He was having health problems. His health was failing during the campaign, but he didn't care. You remember we were all saying
he was acting it, and he deceived them in the north to make them believe that he was going to die, right? And they were waiting. That's why they actually really supported him. They were waiting for shitty man to take over. So there are those who believe that he was acting it, but the truth is that he wasn't acting it. The reason is that they've learned a lot from Bokuwari. Instead of going to London every now and then, you could actually bring them into the Aso Rock. Nobody will see them, except when it is very much important that they have to put him inside the machine, MRI and the rest of them. Then he will need to fly to go and use those. So he's still pretty much an unwell, sick old man. But yeah, they have better, and that's where those now to cover it up.
You know those short trips that we hear. Oh, Tinubu went to Paris, he went to France, he went to London. He's going to his MRI.
No, it wasn't for fun.
Yeah, it's for MRI. It's for MRI. So at the end of the day, if someone is willing to sacrifice his own life for power, his health was failing him. This guy was about to die. He didn't give a damn. So now your own life, you know, go sacrifice. Go sacrifice anybody.
Nobody say no value in your own life, self, right? For power. So now your own life, you go call the care. Say,
so now he go sacrifice anybody.
All of us.
So yeah, man.
We are all fair game.
I'm gonna forget it. 2031. Forget, nobody is beating Kololu unless Mother Nature happens and kicks his ass. If Mother Nature kicks Kolu's behind, then maybe the coalition of Saint Obi and Atiku and the rest of them, maybe they might win.
Right.
But it is what it is, but it will make a lot offend people. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you for the show.
No, I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much for calling in, okay? Knowing that sometimes you have to multitask, work, Mayegun and all of that stuff. So that makes me really, really appreciate you more, Papa. So thank you.
Yes, bro. Thank you.
All right. So this is where we are going to draw the curtain. So thank you so much to every one of you who has contributed to my GoFundMe. It's funny, when I look at the picture, I'm like, I don't even know what this is going to be like. Here you get. Because I was taking a selfie. I didn't even know how to put the whole thing together. But as usual, right? I can always explain the motive behind this. So thank you to every one of you who actually chipped in. I appreciate you, and to those who are still going to chip in. So my first night, I would say I have raised 110. 110 can actually be like about 1% of the total needed. So eventually we're going to get there, okay? So I want to say thank you to all of you who have also shared this chat, this broadcast. To those of you who just joined too, and to every one of you who liked, including my super chatters, okay? Thank you. I am going to see you again tomorrow, and I intend to probably resume the book reading. I said that the last time and I didn't. Anyway, so I've deployed another means of, reading the book, which is going to now be done in the other room henceforth, okay? Well, thank you, and I will see you.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun Diary political. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Igbó nìna kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún mami.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò.
Máyégún ti dé.
òkúra olóṣèlú.
Máyégún mami.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò.
Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.